Harry's wife, 102.68. Creased frightening. Yes, you'll all be familiar, undoubtedly, with greased lightning, something that goes so fast you probably can't even see it. Undoubtedly something that Harry's wife might just wish about the fact that she always appears creased. Is that because she's bending over laughing at something? No, we know that she doesn't have a sense of humour, and indeed her laugh is entirely unnatural, but that's for another matter. Let's go to the Daily Mail, and of course, as always, I leave the veracity of the material to make a determination from you. This is going back a little while in time, but it's nevertheless something that's worth observing. The article by Martha Cliff asks, why are Harry's wife's clothes always creased? Expert claims that the Duchess's wrinkled wardrobe is down to a poor choice of fabric, and she should opt for more knitwear, like Kate. Now, of course, this is the most pressing issue, but we're going to go through the article and highlight the fact that her clothing is indeed often creased, but then answer the question, why doesn't she do something about it? And big clue, it's nothing to do with not owning an iron. Harry's wife has showcased a stylish wardrobe of designer labels since marrying Harry last year. You can see how old this article is. However, there is one small fashion faux pas that appears to plague the Duchess of Sussex. She regularly steps out in ensembles that are creased. Whether it's the wrinkled hem of a dress or an awkward fold line on a coat, no amount of ironing appears to do the trick when it comes to her crumpled collection, or, as I will now call her, Crumplestiltskin. Harry's wife most recently stepped out in a creased ensemble when she visited SmartWorks at St. Charles's Hospital in North Kensington, which provides high-quality interview clothes and training to unemployed women in need. Her 2,600 tan Oscar de la Renta coat was heavily creased from the moment she stepped from the car before her engagement had even begun. And back in December, she brought Christmas cheer to a nursing home in Twickenham in an elegant £834 floral dress by Brock Collection. But when pregnant Harry's wife turned around, the back of the dress appeared rucked up and creased. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex Royal Tour of Australia, New Zealand, Fiji and Tonga gave the US Royal the opportunity to showcase a whole host of looks. However, it seems that some of her ensembles didn't travel as well as hoped, with the majority of them laced with fine lines. The 37-year-old's iconic wedding dress wasn't immune to creasing either. Designed by Claire Waite Keller, the Givenchy gown wowed spectators at the royal wedding in May 2018, but some claimed it was in need of esteem. Former creative director of Mulberry Scott, Henshaw, says it is the choice of fabric that is to blame for the Duchess's wrinkled clothes. Henshaw told the Mail Online, with any royal engagement, you want to arrive at your destination looking stylish and polished, a near impossible task when all you're wearing are easily wrinkled clothes. All the Duchess or her people have to do is familiarize themselves with the best wrinkle-free fabrics, and keep these in mind next time. Typically, synthetic fabrics such as polyester, nylon, acrylic, and olefin have a natural resistance to wrinkles and a greater stability since they do not absorb water as efficiently. Even fabrics that do have a tendency to wrinkle, i.e. cotton, rayon, and silk, are much less likely to when blended with other fabrics. Henshaw recommends several fabrics, many of which are favoured by Harry's wife, the nemesis, the sister-in-law, Kate. Knit, a fabric favoured by the Duchess of Cambridge, technically classified as fabric made from interlocking loops of thread, is usually made of wool yarn, but some knits, like jersey, can be made of wool, cotton, and synthetic fibres. As a rule of thumb, thicker knits and fabrics in general are less wrinkle-prone than thin. Lyocell, commonly referred to as its brand name Tencel, is soft and strong. It's machine washable and, most importantly, resists wrinkling. Polyester hasn't caught a break yet. That'll be down to its 70s connotations. The thing is, it can be surprisingly soft and comfortable for a synthetic fabric. Even better, it's affordable, durable, and wrinkle resistant. This fabric is strong and warm, yet lightweight and soft. If it appears wrinkled when taken out of your suitcase, just hang it or lay it flat for a bit. The creases should release. Well, absolutely fascinating explanations about the wrinkleness of various pieces of clothing. Thus, Mr. Henshaw eruditely talks about the various fabrics, which he knows well as being a fashion designer. But why is it that nobody's saying to Harry's wife, "Look a bit wrinkled there, my dear. You need to think again about wearing that outfit or perhaps carrying your clothes differently"? Well, indubitably, people will do so. They will point it out to Harry's wife. But of course, to do so is a criticism. Anybody else would be, "Oh, goodness, yes, we need to try and work on that in the future. Perhaps I should carry my jacket before putting it on rather than sitting in it in the back of the car. And perhaps I ought to look into some different fabrics as suggested." Of course, remember, in the world of Harry's wife, she is a fashion icon. She knows everything there is to know about fashion because she operated a fashion blog, The Stig, or The Tig as she called it. Trying to tell her that she's made a boo-boo when it comes to fashion is the equivalent of basically telling her that she's useless, pathetic, and hopeless at everything she does. In other words, your well-intended observation is received as challenge fuel. You're giving her fuel, that's fine, but whilst you're just pointing something out to help her, it doesn't matter. Her narcissism will view that as a threat to control. You become painted black. She knows about fashion, you don't. Keep your mouth shut and get back and know your place. You'll be put down, ignored, possibly even shouted at or bullied, and your well-intentioned observations are ignored. And thus she continues to wander around being creased frightening. Yes, she continues to be Crumplestiltskin. This is part of her delusion, that she believes that she looks fantastic. That's why, as I've explained before, so often she wears clothing which doesn't suit her, doesn't fit properly, isn't the right colour for her, and now that she often wears items which are creased because she doesn't pay attention, and when she's told about this, she won't listen, because as always, Harry's wife knows best. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.